Sami Awuku from the Copyright Office. Let's show him some love.
Thank you, Bnoskka.
Yes, that's good.
Hello.
He represents Mr. William Bonsu, the acting copyright administrator of the Copyright Office. And the first thing is that I want you to take a bite of what Kobe said. The courts are expensive. Is the copyright, have you got some means through which, where if all these issues get to this point, that the office could render a helping hand by giving him a lawyer who wouldn't be able to be charging money, so that at least it can be a form of relief and also an incentive from the Copyright Office? Is it possible?
Yeah, good morning, Bnoskka. Good morning to you all, audience. It's sometimes disheartening to hear that brother Kobe Spikey had to go through this painful path in his pursuit to, seek justice for his right being violated. But to answer directly the question you asked, IP of all kinds private rights. Yeah. And so the individual copyright, in this case, the copyright matter, the individual rights holder has to take the matter up and find his lawyers like he did. But if at any point you would want to, you want the office to recommend a lawyer for you, the office cannot, or the office may not be able to represent you in court. But at least if you reach out to us, we may be able to recommend that this lawyer is good in that. IP is quite a specialized area, and so this lawyer would be very helpful in court. And in the case of Kobe Spike, at the latter stages, he happened to get a very good lawyer who is well versed in the field of IP. And I think that she has been so helpful in pushing the matter up to this point. We are just hoping that you will get your damages in due course.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Tell us in brief minutes, what is the Copyright Office, doing in terms of education, in terms of awareness creation, and how you are also helping us. But audience, please, I'll give you some few minutes. I can hear some mamas. I will give you some few minutes to ask your questions. But please, remember something he said. He says, copyright is a private property. So they cannot get up one day and say, we have to come and fight for you. No, you have to approach them. And like I always say, it's a private personal property, PPP. So let us understand it that way. So tell us.
Yes, I would like to read a short message on behalf of my director, in the person of Mr. William Bonsu. He would have been here, but for some emergency. So I would like to go formal like Chairman did. And so, Mr. Chairman, Dr. Ampah, UNESCO Ghana, Mr. Bernard Kebosompra, it's an honor to see you once again, sir. He was my former boss, if you care to know. So he's the former copyright administrator, chairperson from Apprise Music and your team, a representative from Musica, representative of Actors Guild, if you are still present, sportsmen and women here present, entertainment pundits here gathered, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Good morning to everyone here and those who may be watching us from home. I deliver this short message on behalf of the head of the Copyright Office, Mr. William Bonsu, who would have been here he would have loved to be here, but for some emergency. Indeed, IP's immeasurable relevance cuts across every facet of human society, and it is not surprising that the theme for this year's commemoration of the World IP Day is on sports. IP, which protects human ingenuity and innovation, relates to sports in diverse ways. Many equipment and products have been invented over the years aimed at promoting the different disciplines of sports and enriching the experiences of sports enthusiasts. For example, Adidas Jabulani was introduced in 2010, if we may recall, as the official FIFA football during the FIFA World Cup, 2010 World Cup. We've heard of goal line technology introduced in 2012. We have heard of video assistant refereeing introduced in 2016, and recently AI-enabled technologies like semi-automated offside technology, advanced wearables for real-time fitness monitoring, and AI-driven football analytics. Trademarks also protect names, slogans, and logos of clubs and individual players. Copyright, one of the two main pillars of IP, grants protection for literary and artistic expressions, such as music, films, books, paintings, work of sculpture, architectural drawings, among many others. In the sports arena, ladies and gentlemen, jingles, anthems, logos, photographs, artworks, and TV or radio commercials used to promote sporting activities are all protected by copyright. Moreover, organizers of sports events have broadcasting rights, making it unlawful for others to stream or broadcast the events without seeking authorization from such organizers. Additionally, video footage of sports events recorded qualify as audiovisual works protected by copyright, and thus people cannot use them for commercial purposes without express permission from the organizers. On this day, Mr. Chairman, as we mark the World IP Day to celebrate and acknowledge the contribution of IP rights holders and stakeholders, we extend warm greetings to our able sportsmen and women in Ghana and across the world. Aside engaging in public education and enforcement-related activities, the Copyright Office always endeavors to improve the legislative framework to create the enabling environment for all stakeholders in the copyright industry. The Copyright Office spearheaded and facilitated the passage of the Copyright Amendment Regulations 2023, also called the LI 2469, and the office has been making every effort for its implementation, which will commence pretty soon. We are hopeful that the implementation of LI 2469 will bring more benefit to rights holders. The Copyright Office is grateful for being invited to be part of this year's event in commemoration of the World IP Day. Thank you. Now you can have the questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so I want to just keep it short. Just tell us, beyond the formal speech, what should we expect going forward in terms of the new systems that have come in place, application systems like WhatsApp, TikTok, Snapchat, and YouTube, and Telegram, and all these new systems. And people's understanding of compulsory license when it never exists in our copyright laws, and how we should be looking forward from the Copyright Office going forward. Is there going to be a new review, amendment, or anything that is going to come to be able to help bridge the gap with new technologies and new creative forms, especially AI as well?
Yeah, thank you very much. Indeed, like Lawyer Bosompras said, it's about time that we revised our current act. Some 2 decades have passed already.
Yeah.
As he mentioned, 2005. It was in 2005 that it was promulgated. To a very large extent, as if you recall what he said, Act 690 still is relevant.
Yeah.
You know, it still conforms to a very large extent to the minimum standards that are set by the international treaties that he mentioned. Yeah. But of course, in this day and age, the atmosphere and the environment in which we operate has changed, and so there is the urgent need to revise the law. In fact, it is something that is in progress. Okay. Prior to 2023, all the efforts we channeled all our efforts on revising the copyright regulations, and there were some underpinnings to why we had to focus so much attention on that, which eventually were passed in 2023. It's just that along the line we encountered some legislative challenges that so up to now we have not been able to implement the new copyright amendment regulations. But I can tell you for a fact that a lot of effort has been done, and so we have been able to remove all those bottlenecks.
Okay.
LI 2469 will pretty soon commence implementation. Okay. But to answer, I mean, in the area of AI and I mean, what people do online, we only advise people to be cautious with how they interact with copyright materials when it comes to the present technological landscape. People think that once I'm on WhatsApp, I can put music on my WhatsApp group, for instance, and everyone can have access to. But in doing so, obviously, you are violating the law because you are reproducing the work. You are also distributing it. You are making it available. Okay. All the laws that are reserved for the copyright owner alone, you are trying to put them in action without permission, and you are violating the law in that sense.
Thank you. There's something that I've noticed. I want you to respond quickly. Our Copyright Act, the number of pages. I looked at our Companies Act 992, the number of pages. And there's a situation whereby 2005 Act 690 was passed. It took us almost like 6 years before the first legislative instrument was passed. Yeah. So in my opinion, I'm thinking that whilst we are trying to review the law, the legislative instrument and all the things, schedules we need to put in place, just as the Companies Act did, put them together. If it sums up to 200 pages, fine. Because the Companies Act is about, the last time I think about 400 and something pages. So why don't we do that together? And so that it limits us, for us to wait for about 6 years before we get a legislative instrument that will tell us, okay, this needs to be done this way, this needs to be done that way. I think when we're able to think about along these lines, in fact, I've done a research on this and I've written extensively. I will share with the office so that it helps us to bridge the gap more quickly than to pass the act and wait for 6 years. Issue of logging with TV, FMs, and televisions. It's only the LI which, I mean, spoke about it. But the main act is there, and people say, no, it doesn't. They say, go and look at the LI. And the LI took 6 years. You see? So if we're able to bridge that gap, it will help us. I don't know if you want to respond or not, but this is my just intake that I wish we could help facilitate our laws.
All right. I mean, lawyer is here. He alone may be able to advise as to whether or what will be the rationale for putting a parent legislation together with the LI, which is supposed to give effect to the main
No, I'm not saying to put it together. To create more sections within the act so that it accommodates for that, just as the Companies Act did. Because it gives room for all the schedules. You need to register a company, Form A, Form B. It is in the Companies Act 992. And it has volume. Unlike when you look at our Copyright Act, how many pages? Is this 64, 54 pages? Yeah. Right? And then the LI also comes about 70-something pages. So, and the Company Act is about 200 pages and over. And it gives that room. When you take the Companies Act, you're able to have all those issues dealt with. They are not even waiting for any LI. The Companies Act is complete. So to me, if we are able to do that and bridge it together, it helps us. It's just something that will be taken into consideration. It can be considered.
Right. That will be taken into consideration.
All right. Let's show him some love. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And